Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year! Today I thought I would do a bit more of a personal video for you guys to talk about what 2017 has been like for me personally and what it's been happening for this channel, and then also talking about my goals for this channel going forward into 2018. So if you're one of those people that's more interested in me talking about more technical stuff to do with archaeology, please check out any one of my other videos on my channel, and I will be doing a more archaeology focused video for you next time. So how did my new year start? It went off quite well. My partner and I spent it down with some of our friends in the Scottish borders. After New Year's I went back down to Lincoln to continue working as a site assistant, and it was, weather-wise, it was quite cold and we were working basically from sunup to sundown, so that wasn't exactly the most ideal situation to go back to. I personally also don't really enjoy doing winter archaeology, but that's just me. Continued like this for a little while, and then in March I had two interesting things happen for me kind of career-wise. The first one was we started working on a cemetery on my site, and I basically went to our site director and I said, listen, degree in osteology, could you maybe put me on the team that's working on the skellies? I could be an asset there and I'd really like the chance to actually use this degree that I paid all this money for. And he said, yeah, that's awesome, that's great. So I ended up spending the next couple months just excavating skeletons, which made it so that like every day that I went into work I was just like absolutely buzzing. The second thing that happened for me career-wise was that a job advertisement came out for a training officer at one of the larger UK archaeology companies who happened to have an office in Edinburgh. And the job advert itself also specified that they weren't looking for someone for a particular office. Even though I thought, you know, I don't really think I have enough experience for this job, I figured, well, if I don't apply, I'm definitely not going to get it. And maybe if I do apply, and even if I don't get it, they could use me for something else that's based in Edinburgh, or I could get the job. I did all the application stuff and sent in my CV, and as a part of my cover letter that I wrote for this job, I said I'm really interested in training and educating people about archaeology. To demonstrate this, I've actually started my own YouTube channel to talk to people about careers in archaeology and things that you need to know, blah 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 blah. If you'd like to check it out, I have the link below. Please take a look. Figured that this would be something that would also kind of make me stand out from the crowd of people and would kind of serve as a bit of an informal interview, because the face that I present on YouTube is similar to how I would present myself in an interview for a job. April, I didn't hear anything back about this job. For Easter, my partner came down to visit me in Lincoln, and we actually went on a little tour of the Midlands to see a bunch of castles and houses because I'm really interested in that stuff. So we went to visit Chatsworth, Bolsover Castle, and Belvoir Castle, which were all quite interesting to see, especially now that the castle is being used as the set and background for, I think, Windsor Castle in The Crown. So when I was watching season 2, I was just like, hey, I know that place. Coming up to May, as I said, I didn't hear anything about this training officer job, so I just assumed that I hadn't gotten it, and that was fine. I was coming to the conclusion that I was kind of ready to leave Lincoln. I'd been away from home for about 9 months. I'd accrued all of this experience. I'd gotten my driver's license, which was the thing that a lot of the Scottish companies were telling me I would need in order for them to give me work. And I'd saved up quite a bit of money from working all of the overtime, so I kind of was making the decision that, okay, I'm gonna finish out the month here and then kind of go back up to Edinburgh and see what my chances are. And then I got a phone call, and it was from this company that I had applied for, and the lady on the other line, she said that I had been passed over for the training officer job, which was fine, but they really, really liked my CV. And now they've had another opportunity come up to work as a training supervisor, but on a specific project. So it wasn't in Edinburgh, and she said it was going to be about a year. And I said to her, well, thank you so much for thinking of me, but I'm kind of actually looking to move back up into Edinburgh, and I'm not really keen to do like another year away from home. And she said, oh, okay, that's totally fine. I'm sorry we can't offer you anything up here, but I'll keep you in mind because, you know, we're really trying to develop our training, and if there's anything that comes up that's more Edinburgh-based, you know, I'll give you a call. All that kind of stuff. As it so happens, I got another call from her like probably a week later saying that actually there have been some changes made to the position, and now it was only going to be 6 months. And I said, okay, yeah, that's a bit more doable. and I talked it over with my partner, and we kind of decided that even though I was going to be away from home, this was a career opportunity that could lead to me being more permanently based in Edinburgh, and as well it was a more senior position than what I was doing in Lincoln. So we said, okay, I'll do it. And then when I got the contract through, it was even shorter, which is good. It was only going to be 3 months, so I was only going to be away from home from about the middle of June to September, and they were also going to let me work in the Edinburgh office for a little while in June. Basically, as June rolled around, I finished up and did my last couple days at Lincoln, hauled all my stuff back up to Edinburgh. I also ended up going on a trip to Cyprus in June with my friend Liz, as you guys will have seen if you watched my little like kind of travel vlog to Cyprus. So once I got back from Cyprus, I headed into the Edinburgh office of this company, and then down to the south of England to start this new training supervisor job, where essentially what was happening is they had a group of trainee students who were either like on their summer break or had just graduated from their programs, and in our case, one person who had no previous archaeology experience and wasn't a university graduate but really wanted to try archaeology. And I had a group of them, about 6, that I was supposed to be basically training to be archaeologists. And these July and August, which was when I actually spent time on this project training them, they were really challenging months for me career-wise. I've taught before and I've kind of supervised people before, but I've never supervised that amount of people. So before, like, I taught tutorials of a couple students, but that was for an hour a week, not an entire work day. And I'd also supervised 2 students in the field, which was very manageable. 6 people, much more difficult when, you know, everyone kind of tends to need things all at the same time. But I got through it, and, you know, I had some support and stuff on site, and at the end of the day they came out of it and they had learned practical archaeological skills on this dig, and some of them got hired on to this project further as site assistants, and some of them went back to school. So I would say it was a successful project, even if it was a bit hairy and hectic at times. One of the other nice things about this project down in the south was I was quite close to London. When my partner came to come visit me, we actually took the train down to London and spent a day walking around. I took him to the British Museum for the first time and kind of showed him around all these things, which are really exciting to see as an archaeologist when you've like studied all of this stuff in the classroom, and then like you go to a museum and you get to see these things in person that you've only learned about in a textbook. It's really, really fun. Okay, so then moving on to September, I got brought back up to the Edinburgh office of this company and basically told that they were, you know, quite happy with the work that I did, and that considering that for an archaeologist, I'm quite active on social media, you know, especially my YouTube, and to quote my boss, I'm down with the kids. They wanted to make my job a mix between doing training and doing marketing for this company. It means that I'm not spending lots of time in the field anymore, but coming up to winter, I was kind of grateful that that was going to be the case, and considering that September was my 1-year mark of being away from home, I was quite happy to be up in Edinburgh and kind of doing the 9 to 5 every day, which is quite unusual for a lot of archaeologists. Additional stuff that happened for me in September was that through my YouTube channel, I got contacted to do an interview for a Russian TV show, which I agreed to, and I did it over Skype. They're supposed to be telling me when this program is going to be airing on TV, but I haven't heard anything since, so I don't know if that's actually going anywhere or if they even included what I said. October, I went into the field for a week on a project when they needed some extra hands, and when I was supervising down in the south, I wasn't actually digging. I was just kind of like juggling supervising tasks and walking around a lot. I didn't actually spend a lot of time physically digging. So it had been about 4 months since I'd actually physically dug, and I was digging through clay and it hurt. That was quite a trying week, but I got through it. My parents also came to visit me, which was lovely. We went on a tour kind of all the like Scottish lowlands. So we took them out to the west, and we saw the Culzean Castle, which was really beautiful. and Dumfries House, which I actually worked on for one of my archaeology jobs. And we also saw like Belvoir Castle, and we went to go see our clan seat because I have a Scottish like clan last name. So it was really nice to kind of go to the clan seat because my dad's really interested in that stuff. And we actually met our clan chief as well, and he had like invited us in for tea and biscuits, and that was like the highlight of the trip for my parents. In October, I also happened to see a call for papers at a conference that is for the Computer Applications and Quantitative Methods in Archaeology conference, and they have a session that's running on film and video in archaeology. So I thought, hey, I do something with film and video concerning archaeology. So I submitted a paper for this conference, and then in November, I got accepted. I'm going to be talking basically about my YouTube channel and my experience with social media and archaeology, because that's the focus of my paper. So it's going to be about you guys. I also happened on November to get sent out on my first solo watching brief, which is basically where you watch a machine dig trenches or strip, and then you, by yourself, you don't have anybody, well, you don't have any other archaeologists with you, and you basically have to decide, is this archaeology, recording stuff, and all this stuff. And for someone who's never done before, I've always been told that it's a bit of a trial by fire when you start out. I definitely had that experience. I was lucky in that it was only like a one-day job, but the weather was absolutely miserable. It was raining. I was having a hard time writing stuff down. It was just it was interesting. But luckily the supervisor, like the project manager, she was, you know, happy for me to call her during the day whenever I had questions and stuff. And I managed to get through it and not screw anything up too badly. So thumbs up for that. December, it's only just gone by. It wasn't exactly an exciting month for me. I was sick for a bit, my partner was sick. I had my friend Abby visiting, which was really lovely, which please check out the video that I have made with her, asking her about archaeology in relation to PhDs. And then we just spent Christmas again down with my partner's family down in the Borders. We alternate every year, and it was a lovely, very chilled out Christmas for us. The other highlight for December for me was that I hit 500 subscribers on this channel, which is really exciting for me because I wasn't really expecting anyone to subscribe at all when I started. I was actually just kind of doing it because I was out of work, off work, and I was bored, and I kind of thought, hey, people always ask me these questions, why don't I just put it on a YouTube video and then I can just tell them to look at that. So the fact that I actually have people who are interested in continuing to hear what I have to say is really, really great for me. So thank you to you all for continuing to kind of support me in this. So yeah, that was my year. Looking forward to 2018, I've got a couple things going on and a couple goals that I have around this channel for this year. As I said, I'm presenting at this conference, which is in Tübingen, I'm not quite sure how to say it, in Germany in March. And I'm looking to try and see if I can get a video of it so I can actually put it up in the channel for you guys to see. And I might even vlog while I'm there. I don't know. They might have some interesting history stuff. I don't really want to do too much vlogging about my life because my life's not that particularly interesting. But if you guys like the history and archaeology themed kind of vlogs about cities and stuff that I go to, please let me know and I'll put one up. Job-wise, my contract in September was extended through for 6 months. So my current contract is going to be ending in March, and I will be discussing with the company I'm working for whether or not they're going to keep me on and what kind of contract that's going to be, or if they have decided that they don't need me anymore. I'm really hoping that's not the case. I've been doing quite a lot of work for them and I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I think that what I'm doing has had a positive impact on the company. Might not be a large one, but still. And hopefully I'll be able to either get another 6 months at minimum, or a year, or a permanent contract would be like the best thing, but I'm not gonna count my chickens before they're hatched. I'm also going to be applying for an award, which feels like quite self-serving, but I saw it and I thought, hey, I kind of apply for this. So I'm going to be applying for one of the British Archaeological Awards in Best Public Presentation of Archaeology, which is all about film and video and how you present archaeology to the public. So I'm hoping maybe I'll win, probably not, because they're really looking for people with high production value, and I definitely don't have that. In case you didn't know, I use like my 7-year-old camcorder and a free editing program to make these videos. So I'm not quite sure if I'm going to meet the qualifications, but I figure, again, if I don't apply, I'm definitely not going to win, whereas if I do apply, there is a chance I'll win. In correlation to that, I'm hoping that this is the year that I can actually upgrade my equipment. I've been reluctant, no offense, to spend a lot of money on this stuff because A, I don't make that tons of it to be dropping a couple £100 on editing software and, you know, high quality videos. So I'm hoping to upgrade my equipment this year to get a bit better quality videos for you guys, and to also maybe get some kind of actual archaeology themed backdrop for behind me in my videos. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. Video wise, I've got lots of ideas for stuff to go on. Next video, I'm going to be talking about stuff to do with digging up human remains. I also want to try and do a like day in the field video for you guys. It's like one of the most requested videos I get from people, but as I've explained before, there's some red tape around like being able to release stuff, and I need to get people's permission, and the company has to be happy for me to film and take time to, like, you know, pause and talk to the camera and all this other stuff. So I'm kind of hoping to maybe work it out in a way of doing it on like a volunteer dig on the weekend, which will be very similar to a commercial setting. It just, I won't get paid to do it, and there might not be the same kind of like emphasis on kind of getting things done in a timely manner, so to speak. But yeah, that was my 2017. Not a bad year for me. I've made quite a few career goals for myself, which is really great because when I started this YouTube channel, not this previous August, but the August before, like I said, I was out of work, and I had been out of work for like a couple weeks, and it wasn't looking good going ahead, and I was getting quite discouraged about this career. I was kind of thinking to myself, you know, if I can't really make a turnaround in the next year, I'm just gonna stop. Like, it's not worth it. But I have, which is really, really great. So this year has been a really good turnaround for me in terms of the fact that I've managed to, you know, really up my experience in field work and secure myself a potential, like, longer term job that allows me to be at home. And my YouTube channel has continued to grow. So that's really great. I'd just like to thank you guys for all your support and for, you know, listening to what I have to say. It still feels really weird that people are actually interested, and I get so much positive feedback. I really appreciate everybody that says, you know, thank you, this has been informative, and I do try to always respond to your comments to thank you back for just watching. I hope that all of you have had an excellent 2017 as well, and that your 2018 is going to be even better. If you guys have any questions or comments, or you want to let me know what kind of videos you want to see this year, please put them down below in the comments. Give me a like, subscribe. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!